What's your name?
My name is Nuri.
Nuri?
Nuri.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you
Nice
from?
to meet you.
Wait, let me guess. Somewhere in North Africa.
No.
Where?
No, my father is from Syria and my mother is Dutch, and I was born and raised in a province in the Netherlands called Zeeland.
Ah, okay. Because my brother-in-law is called Nuri, and he's from
Oh, really?
North Africa. So that's how I'm just like, okay, let's see if we can nail this. I'm Chip. Nuri, I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals. How do you feel about animals?
Yeah, well, it's lovely to look at them, and I think it's a good job you're doing to, work for them, so to say.
Do you think that they deserve rights?
Sure. If you think about it, sounds logical or something,
Yeah, because we have rights, right? And we were born with some rights, right? Like, take for instance, nobody should have the right to decide for your own body, right?
True.
Do you think that the same should apply to animals? Like, nobody should have the right to decide for the animal's body?
Yeah, it sounds logical,
Maybe unless
they
it's
don't
in
have their voice, but
Yeah.
maybe it should be good that there is a voice for them.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly. They don't have a voice, exactly. So do you think that all animals deserve this right to decide for their own body?
Yeah, well, it's a complicated thing, I think, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe sometimes when we take into consideration that sometimes we forget about some animals, not necessarily willingly, but maybe because we were taught to forget about them, like cows, chickens, and pigs?
Yeah, I think it's normalized, that it's the food chain we live in. So and to some extent it's logical.
Yeah.
But yeah, also it's now you make me conscious about it. I think it's true. Yeah.
Because do we need to kill, to exploit, to use these animals? We can get nutrition from other sources, right?
Yeah, I think meat is a very good source for health, but
we can be healthy without eating meat. Meat is somebody's flesh, somebody who didn't want to die. So take for instance, if all of these animals die, what are you going to do next? Are you going to eat dogs, cats, or humans?
I don't know, if you look at our ancestors, they became strong and healthy on what? On eggs, on meat, on fish, on beans, whatever nature
But our
provides.
ancestors also had no scientific evidence that what they were eating is good or not, right? Our ancestors also died at a very early age. Our ancestors did not have any means for what a healthy lifestyle actually implies. And nowadays we do, and we know for a fact that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet. I'm not saying you can also be healthy while eating meat. I'm not going to deny that. But if you can be healthy on both, why would we ever choose to exploit and oppress an innocent animal in the process?
I think it's it's a personal thing to look what works for your body, what's healthy for you. So
is it personal though when there's a victim involved?
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it? So if I personally want to kill your girlfriend, is that still personal choice?
Sure, if you look at it, that's true. But to a certain extent, I think that some things are as they are in, how you say it, like the food chain, and of course they're
what is the food chain to you?
What's the food chain to you? To have certain resources that we use to live, and of course there are 1,000 ways to get to Rome. So I certainly agreeing with you on we should look more into how can we diversify in living a healthy lifestyle where it's not only like meat, fish, and life of animals.
But talk about the victims a little bit, because you talk about what you want, your health, and what you get, but what about the victims?
Yeah, it's
because I'm here to speak up for them, right? I mean, you can be healthy without creating victims. So why do you choose to create victims?
Like I said, it's good you make me certain again. Oh yeah, that's true, because you normally don't really stand still with it. So that's a really good point you're making here.
Yeah.
I think it's just normalized also for me.
Yeah.
And that's why I insist with I'm eating fish, I'm eating meat, I'm eating
That's why you've been doing it so far, and I understand. But going forward, realizing that it is normalizing, realizing that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, do you think there's any way that you can eat animals and still think that that's the right thing to do?
50-50.
Well, when you're doing that, you're choosing. When you're doing that, be aware that you are choosing for an innocent animal to be exploited and killed for you, right?
Sure, but not all of them have a bad life, also, right?
I mean, all of them are killed as babies. All of them are killed and all of them have their freedom taken away from them. All of them don't have autonomy of their own body.
No, it's not true at all.
It's
No.
100% true.
No, because for us, we also buy meat at certain places where they have a good life.
Where they
get
didn't kill
good
the
taken care
animals.
of. In the end, of course.
In the end, you know
in the
that's
mid,
not
yeah,
true.
no,
You know that's
I
not
get
true.
what you're saying.
So
I get
how
what
old
you're
are you
saying.
now?
I'm 27.
So would it be okay for somebody to kill you right now?
No, but
So why would it be okay to kill an animal at a fraction of their lifespan? Do you think they don't want to live just as much as you want to live?
of course, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I said, you make me aware of it. It's really good to ask certain questions that don't get asked very often. So
So what do you feel like you want to do with this information? How many more animals should be exploited and killed for you from now on?
yeah, that's a question framed in
It's
in a
framed
terrible way.
Well,
but,
it's framed in including the victims,
yeah.
right? Because
But that's
obviously, if
true.
you think it from your perspective, you could say, well, maybe I'll eat a little bit today, a little bit less, maybe I'll reduce it. But then everything you're saying is, I'm going to continue creating victims because I just, the inconvenience of me changing my diet or changing, because it's not just about diet, right? We also kill animals for clothing, we do it for entertainment, we do it for all sorts of reasons. So I'm just trying to get you to understand that I understand your perspective, I get it, but from their perspective, it's monumentally worse when you make this choice.
Sure, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
And I think they deserve to live just as much as you do, because you didn't choose to be born human, they didn't choose to be born a cow or a cat or a dog or whatever they're born into. Yet they're born in a way, if they're born that way, we treat them totally different. Like a cow, we forcefully impregnate, we take away their babies and everything to take their milk. And then we kill their babies if we don't like them or if they're male. And then when they no longer produce milk or when they no longer get pregnant, we kill them also.
But what's gonna happen if you're stuck together with a lion? What's gonna happen?
If I'm stuck together with a lion,
Yeah, he's
a
gonna
lion
eat
might
you.
kill me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think that justifies your boyfriend killing me? Because if I'm stuck together with a lion might kill me? Because why would we care what a lion does? We as like lions also commit rape, infanticide. They do also a lot of weird things. So we can't say we should be allowed to do it because a lion does it also, right?
No, of course, but like sometimes when you eat meat and you buy it from like a okay place,
So when you
like
pay
a
for an
farm,
animal to be exploited and killed for you, yes, what happens then?
I think, of course, when you buy meat, buy it at a good place.
So when you buy somebody's flesh who didn't want to die and was specifically killed so that you can eat their flesh.
Yeah, then you buy it at a good place, so they had a good life. But for
Have you had a good life?
Of course.
Would it be okay for somebody to take it away from you right now?
No, but like I'm not a cow.
No, you're somebody who wants to live, just like a cow one.
Of course, but sometimes when with meat, it's like how it's done right now, it's not okay. Of course.
But you still pay for it.
Yeah, I think when you buy it from a good place and you don't eat it every day.
What's a
it's
good place?
okay.
What's a good way to kill an animal that doesn't want to die?
No, it's like if you buy it at the farmers, they had a good life. They lived for maybe, I don't know how many, like 30
I'm
years.
assuming
or
you eat
something.
chickens, right?
Yeah.
A chicken can live 10 years old. Do you know at what age they kill them?
Yeah, if you buy it from the supermarket, maybe 1 month, 2 months.
Yeah, that's the average age across all things. They never get to live even a year because
Yeah.
they stop growing after a couple of months.
I know.
So they see no purpose in continuously feeding them. They treat them like objects at the end of the day, right? For them, the minute that they reach the age or the size that they want to get the most money out of them, they kill them and eat them.
Of
Would you
course,
like to
and
be
that's
treated
horrible.
that? Would you
And
like to
that's
be treated
horrible.
like that?
No, that's horrible.
But that's why we buy at certain places.
Yeah.
But they do the same in those places.
Sure
You
thing,
realize
but I
that.
think that's a standpoint of view where we can't agree on because for my health, I like meat. I know what it does for me. I mean, we're very healthy people, in a sense that.
Well, why can't you talk about the victims a little bit?
Let
Can
me
you
talk. Let me,
mention the
let me
victims,
finish my
please?
sentence.
Yeah.
So, we choose to have a certain lifestyle, which involves meat, which involves
Exploiting and killing innocent animals.
Yeah, but that's yes,
yeah, you choose that.
yes, that's true.
And you can be healthy without choosing that.
Yeah, but I don't agree on that.
You don't agree that you can be healthy without choosing
No,
that?
I don't
So
agree on
what
that.
kind of evidence do you need to see to believe that?
Well, there are lots of searchings on it.
So what kind of evidence do you need to see to believe that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet? I'm a certified nutritionist. I'm sure you won't believe me myself. So you need to see the evidence. So I'm asking, what kind of evidence do you need to see? Because we have so much empirical evidence for this. We also have the largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet, which are essentially the leading experts in nutrition, who say that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet. But you don't believe it. So what exactly do you need to see to believe
Can
it?
be, but for me, we tried multiple things. She also was a vegan. But then, we saw...
I don't think you were a vegan.
We saw...
What is a vegan?
Nothing that comes from animals. So no eggs, no dairy.
So it's a diet.
No, yeah.
It's not.
No, it's a certain lifestyle.
Also, not buying leather. Okay, that I didn't do. But
So you weren't vegan.
I didn't eat animal products.
Yeah, you were a plant-based. You adopted a plant-based diet,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But
Yeah.
like, what I'm saying here is animals should not be treated like objects. And what I'm saying here is animals are just like us. They feel, they have emotions, they
Yeah,
think.
we know that.
Yeah, so we know all this about them, but then
we...
we close our eyes, we go around and we pay for them to be exploited and killed at less than half their lifespan. All because what? We think it's better for us this way. But when we have plenty of scientific evidence to show that we can be healthy without this, like, it just feels like, it feels a little bit selfish, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe. But you made a good point. You made us think about
Humans,
it.
humans are sometimes very selfish.
Yeah, but we can't just go with we are sometimes a little bit selfish, because that's like saying, well, I'm a little bit selfish, therefore I'm going to be an asshole towards this other human. I'm going to be oppressing them. I'm going to be raping somebody, all because I'm a little bit selfish, When we're taking away somebody's right, especially somebody's right to live, when we're being violent towards them, we can't just justify it by a simple fact by saying, oh, I'm a little bit selfish, right? You can say I'm a little bit selfish if you, I don't know, maybe throw a water balloon at somebody, and that's still a dickish thing to do, but to take away their whole existence for 10 minutes of food pleasure is a little bit more than that, right? We need a little bit more of a better explanation than just, well, I think I'm healthy this way, or I'm a little bit selfish. We need better explanations, and sadly there isn't, because you both seem like compassionate individuals. So we just gotta, I understand you've been born in this area, but for some reason you don't eat cats and dogs, do you?
True. Maybe if we live, I think in China they do that kind
Exactly.
of stuff. Maybe
so
we
this
do it,
should this should
who
tell you
knows?
exactly that the fact that you eat these animals isn't a product of being healthy, but it's a product of somebody selling you this idea. Because these industries, that's what they do. They sell us this idea. They have a financial incentive in the game. The least you know about how they treat animals, the least you know about how they kill animals, the least you know about every procedure that they do, is the more you'll buy. They'll put on the products a happy animal, when in fact that animal was not happy at all. They'll just tell you whatever you need to hear so that you give them your money, because that's what they do. And the animals cannot possibly objectify to it. No animal will ever come up and say, that's not true. We as vegans, we're the ones speaking up for them. We go into slaughterhouses, we see film footage in secret and show it to people. But people need to do something with that, because otherwise it's nothing.
True thing. So, but I
Thank
think
you.
you made a very good point.
Let me give you a card, okay?
And
So there's a documentary here called Dominion. Can you promise me you'll watch that?
sure.
Just to see what the animals go through, at least know what you're paying for, okay? Okay.
Chip.
Thank you so
See ya.
much.
Have a nice
Have a
day.
good one. Cheers.